Good morning, I'm Yvonne Bokelman, CEO of Alyve Medical. I'm guessing many of you out there have shoulder pain. Maybe you've had shoulder surgery, or you certainly know someone who has. Shoulder pain is common, it's costly, and it's the third most prevalent reason that individuals seek healthcare treatment for musculoskeletal ailments. At Alyve Medical, we want to really change that paradigm of musculoskeletal treatment, and in doing so, increase functional and mobility for anyone with shoulder issues, be it prehab, rehab, or maybe not even a surgical candidate. In addition to solving for the shoulder issues, we have 3 other musculoskeletal problems we're solving. Today, there are no therapies or devices that really retrain the brain or cause that neuroplastic effect. And that's really what allows for the optimal restoration of movement and the sustained long-term outcomes. Additionally, healthcare providers have a really challenging time assessing motion patterns and orthopedic outcomes in an objective manner. And lastly, 75% of patients don't comply with prescribed physical therapy. It costs the healthcare system a lot of money, and in orthopedics, which has exponential growth, we're obligated to try to deal with that issue. So at Alyve Medical, we have 2 products that we think deal with all of those problems. The first is our therapeutic product called NeuroLine System S, the S for shoulder. And you can see in the picture the gentleman who has the device on his arm as well as the companion tablet. And with that, you get trimodal biofeedback, which really addresses that compliance problem that I mentioned. But what's most significant is the fact that we have a patented algorithm that offers motion-activated stimulation. And that is a real difference that no other product on the market has today. If you think about stimulation devices that have intensity pre-programmed and are time-based, this is nothing like that. This device allows for dynamic, personalized interaction while doing a course of exercises with your physical therapy. Our second product is a diagnostic. It's called Show Motion. Essentially, our customers refer to it as a gait lab in the box. It really assesses joint motion abnormality or normality within 5 to 10 minutes. It provides an instant graphic display that allows a healthcare provider to take action, and it's mobile and can be used anywhere. This is just a quick look at the devices. Everyone in this picture has on the NeuroLine device. You see the wearable on their arm. There are 2 electrodes that are attached to the muscles for the pathology being treated. The gentleman on the right has the Show Motion on. You can see the sensors on his scapula. So doing baseline treatment and then monitoring after his NeuroLine treatment. I want to show you, though, in action with a healthcare individual. This is a warehouse worker who had an injury, sustained a tear. He had surgery. Surgery didn't do him the way he wanted to be done. So when I show you this 15-second video, you're going to see him try to do an arm raise. You're going to see him sublux. You're going to see the pain, and then the first treatment that he has with NeuroLine. It's a little painful to kind of watch. This is what we see repeatedly. The product has its roots in instability, and so individuals who have any subluxation, who have any instability, almost instantly on using the device, they see immediate improvement, and it causes, again, that neuroplastic effect that will last them for the duration. So we know this works. This is sort of the drop the mic slide when I present to physicians. This is a chart from an independent randomized control trial, multi-center study done in Europe. And it compared what we consider the gold standards, 6 weeks of physical therapy to 6 weeks of physical therapy using NeuroLine. If you look at the dark blue line at the top, you will see that is the NeuroLine physical therapy combination. And at the red arrow on the left is when the 6 weeks of therapy stops. And again, you see the patients continue to improve. This is statistically significant improvement over physical therapy. Those patients continue to improve for 6 months, and then that improvement carries out for 12 months, which was the length of this study. If you contrast that to the gold line, that is physical therapy alone. And what happens when you stop physical therapy? Patients decline. No neuroplastic effect has been induced, and that's how they remain. Kind of the proof in the pudding in this data was the light blue line in the middle, which allowed patients at 3 months to cross over, repeat physical therapy with NeuroLine, and you can see, again, they have the level of improvement. Not as ideal as if they had started, but they still improve, and again, statistically significant improvement over physical therapy alone. The market opportunity for us is huge. I'll draw your attention to the 8% CAGR in the orthopedic shoulder. It's one of the highest in the orthopedic subspecialties. The TAM globally is about $12 billion, took it down to a sum of about $500 million over the next few years. In terms of competition, we really think our competition is changing that thinking around just physical therapy alone. So that's the gold standard. There certainly are remote physical therapy products. There are other stimulation products. We don't believe any of them compare. None of them are exclusively focused on shoulder. None offer trimodal biofeedback, and none have the motion-activated stimulation. Our business model is to talk with the orthopedic surgeons who immediately get this. They want it for their patients. Their facility or PT clinic is the economic buyer for our product. We are on the market. Our first year on the market, it was in 2022. We achieved about $600,000 in global revenue. We also, at the end of the year, employed a rental model to allow for recurring revenue now, as well as more traction with patients. On this chart, I'll just draw your attention to what's circled in the red. We've had such success with this product that physicians have come to us and said, we really need this in the knee. Certainly the shoulder, it's the most complex joint. It has the most range of motion. Knee is obviously a much bigger market. We've developed the prototype, we've begun the studies, and the regulatory pathway, certainly in the US, is pretty straightforward. So we see this product being on the market by the end of this year. We have traction, over 250 clinics at the end of 2022. We're using Neuroline around the globe. We have IP in the US, multiple countries in the EU and Japan. We also have regulatory clearance with a CE marking, FDA, and TGA for Australia. Up at the top right, you can see just a couple of the US customers that we have, names that you'll recognize: Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins, Tulane, Florida Orthopedic Institute, et cetera. We did the $600,000 in revenue, as I mentioned. We expect to continue to accelerate our revenue and become profitable next year in 2024. We think we exit pretty quickly. I come from big ortho. We know they want to own the continuum of care. They want to continue to access innovative technologies. Orthopedics has been really ripe for M&A activity. I included just a couple of examples. There were 21 deals done over the course of last year, ranging from 20 million to $1 billion. So I think we have a pretty decent exit opportunity with mid-tier or large-tier orthopedics. We've raised $1.7 million to date through a seed 1 and partial seed 2. You can see we have an open seed 2 convertible note currently targeting at $2 million. We've raised $650,000 of that. That's really our bridge for the remainder of 2023, and while we raise a $15 million Series A. You can see how we plan to spend the money. For us, it'll be really targeted at sales and marketing and continuing our R&D efforts. I'm really excited about the team. I came most recently from 11 years at Zimmer Biomet, large musculoskeletal company, as president and GM. I brought over another individual with me from Zimmer Biomet, brought another colleague we worked together at Medtronic prior to that. This team has done over 7 exits, raised over $100 million, and done 16 acquisitions combined, have a lot of experience, and I know will lead us successfully to where we need to be. That's all for me. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.